Hi, and welcome to Birds with Bottle.
We've got a thing about wine.
And we want you to have a thing about wine too.
And this week, the birds are migrating to South Africa.
Yeah, now, like most New World countries, South Africa has its share of high volume, good value wines, you know, on the kind of like 3 for £10.
Yeah, but we wanted to show you a little bit more of what the country has to offer.
Yeah, so we've popped to the Cape to show you its capability.
Arf, Sandra. Right, our first wine is the Nico Vermeulen Sauvignon Blanc. It's 2009, and this is called The Blend, and it's $8.99 in Virgin Wines.
Yeah, now it comes from Solari's Pass, which is basically sort of along the route between Cape Town and the Golden Route.
And it has a very delicious smell, doesn't it? Really
It does.
creamy.
Yeah.
Like a sort of gooseberry fool.
Yeah, that's it perfectly, isn't it?
Really ripe, sweet, luscious
You want to
gooseberries.
dig a spoon in there and have a go, don't you?
Lovely.
Oh, looking forward to this.
Isn't that good?
It's very
Quite
good.
floral. But it doesn't have the, that's what my face does,
Yeah,
acidity of New Zealand. It doesn't have the sort of,
no slap value.
there's no slap back. No, it's quite creamy. There's definitely acidity. It's fresh and but it's riper, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's rounded and yeah, that gooseberry full kind of feeling on the palate as well. Very attractive
Absolutely
wine.
delicious.
Really quite
Yeah,
nourish.
Yeah. Now, generally, South Africa is seen as sort of halfway between the old world and new world in sense of style. Just not quite the explosion of flavours that you get in the new world,
Yeah.
which suits a lot of people.
So if the intense and tangy kiwi gooseberry is a bit much for you,
And you want to save a little on price.
South African Sauvignon Blanc has drinkability and affordability.
Certainly does.
And now for our second white, we've got the Bellingham Bernard Series Basket Press Grenache Blanc Viognier.
That's a bit of a mouthful.
It is, and it's the 2010 vintage, and it's available from Tesco at £10.99 and from SA Wines online at £11.39.
Yes, that must be one of the longest wine names in the world, I think.
Yeah.
But actually, it's a great brand. I don't think we've ever had a wine made by them that we haven't absolutely loved.
No, everyone I've tasted, I've loved. It seems to be just really reliable and really
It's gorgeous.
quite great.
There's immediate weight, isn't there? Immediately. It's
It
this
is.
savoury, gorgeous, intensely ripe, peachy, yummy.
Yeah,
Yummy.
savoury. Yeah, I'm quite liking that.
There's obviously a bit of oak on it. It's got spicy from the Grenache. It's got the peach from the Viognier. This is a really, really complex and gorgeous wine.
So you don't like this much then, Mel? Right, let's go. Oh,
It's ripe.
that's rather good.
It's not high acidity, but it's ripe. There's some weight. Really rich.
Some nice creaminess to it.
That's really attractive, isn't it?
But it's still yet quite refreshing.
Yeah.
Really, really an attractive wine.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
What would you
Absolutely.
say, Mel? Delicious.
It's delicious.
Now, it is a bit of a mouthful, yes, the name.
But
Lengthwise.
Yeah,
but
lengthwise.
At least you can say it.
yes, in the scheme of South African wine names, there are some horrors.
Yeah.
Boekenhoutkloof
Yeah.
is a tricky one. Blauwklippen and Bekenverwachtung are my favourite.
And that's just a
alliterative.
scattering of quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
So could we say, Mel,
Oh
about
dear.
this wine, it has, I can feel it coming, approachability
Certainly.
and pronounceability.
Yeah.
Right, for our first red, we've got this Jordan Cabernet Sauvignon. It's the 2008 vintage and it's available from SA Wines online at £12.79.
Yeah. Now, although it says Cabernet Sauvignon on the label, it's a typical Bordeaux blend, so it's Cabernet Merlot, Petit Verdot, and under 1% Malbec. And this comes from Stellenbosch.
Yeah. Now this definitely shows that old world, new world
Yeah.
kind of feel of South Africa, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's a lovely light Cabernet smell, really. There's a bit of eucalyptus, this sort of blackcurrant leaf, really fresh and
Yeah, a little bit green,
right,
but
yeah.
dark fruit, brambly fruit. Yeah, really.
really.
Yeah, they definitely want to have a taste of this.
It's lovely. It is so Cabernet.
Mm.
But it's the lightest,
Yeah,
freshest,
Yeah.
most exciting sort of Cabernet.
very, very smooth tannin.
Yeah,
You're getting that little bit of spicy oak there. I mean, it's been aged for 18 months in French oak.
oh, but I've bought this in the past and you can keep it quite, I would say 10 years on this at least, and it becomes, I wouldn't be able to tell it from a good Bordeaux, you know, it's really excellent. So it is very much going for that Bordeaux feel, isn't it?
And succeeding.
Certainly is.
And this, let's tell you, it's a multi-award winning wine.
Yeah, the Platter Guide, which is a sort of wine bible for South Africa, he scores wines with up to 5 stars, and this gets 4 stars year on year. You know, it's
Yeah. And you have to put it into the perspective that it's 4 stars at a £12 bottle of wine.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, that's a really good mark. So would you say, Mel,
oh dear.
that this wine has prize-winning reliability
Yeah.
and ageability?
Yes. Right, our last wine is the Zaltzer Shiraz Mourvedre Viognier. It's the 2010 vintage and it's $7.49 in Waitrose and Tesco.
Now this is one of South Africa's popular brands.
Yeah.
It's good value for money, and if you search around you'll often find it on offer as well.
Very spicy smell. Now this is a
Yeah.
typical, it's like the last wine, it's an old world typical blend from the Rhone. Shiraz Mourvedre Viognier, it's absolutely typical, but done in a very new world style. Very spicy, immediately spicy.
It
rich.
is, isn't it? Some dark spicy fruit in there.
Quite high alcohol. And it's sweet. It's a ripe, sweet style.
Sweetness of fruit.
Yeah, brambles, really concentrated brambly.
Little perfume note in there I'm getting.
Yeah, I mean, you'd never ever put that in the Rhone, would you?
No,
No.
you wouldn't. No, that's definitely a New World style.
Mm.
It's easy drinking, and you know it's going to be quite food friendly too, isn't it?
It's 14.5%.
Mm.
It's Now,
Yeah, you'd want to
food
throw
friendly.
something quite meaty.
Yeah,
and
it needs
stonking at it,
a barbecue would be perfect.
like the South African braise.
Yes,
Perfect.
exactly. No.
So Mel, on that basis,
Go on then.
could we say this has blendability
Yes.
and likability?
Yes, certainly has. And on the subject of dreadful puns, I think we can safely say that Sandra has culpability. See you next week.
week.